For centuries, Rome prided itself on being a republic, a state where no king ruled, where citizens had rights, and where power was shared, checked, and balanced. But behind that ideal, corruption grew, armies became personal property, and ambition slowly strangled democracy. Eventually, Rome collapsed into civil war, paving the way for emperors who rule with absolute power. How did the world's most famous republic destroy itself from within? Why did a system built to prevent tyranny end up producing the greatest tyrants in history? And what lessons does Rome's fall hold for every democracy today? In this video, we are going to discuss all these things, so let's start. Rome's republic began with a simple fear of kings. After overthrowing their last monarch in 509 BCE, Romans built a system where power was divided among elected officials, the Senate, and the assemblies. No single man could dominate the state, and for centuries, this balance worked. Rome expanded across Italy, won the Punic Wars, and became the dominant power in the Mediterranean. But success came with a price, as Rome conquered new territories. Wealth flooded the city, but it flowed mostly into the hands of the elite. Senators grew richer. Ordinary citizens struggled, and slaves replaced free labor. The gap between rich and poor widened dramatically. Political positions became paths to personal wealth, and elections turned into competitions of bribery. This growing inequality triggered the first major cracks. Reformers like Tiberius and Gaius Gracchus tried to redistribute land and restore fairness, but the elite saw them as threats. Both brothers were killed, a shocking moment when political violence entered Roman politics. The message was clear: power mattered more than principles. Meanwhile, Rome's armies were changing. Soldiers had once been landowning citizens who fought for the republic, but now the poor joined the army out of necessity. Generals, not the state, paid them and promised rewards. Loyalty shifted from the republic to individual commanders. When armies belong to ambitious generals, democracy is already in danger. This shift produced powerful figures like Marius, Sulla, Pompey, and Julius Caesar. Each used military success to gain political power. Each challenged the Senate's authority, and each pushed Rome closer to conflict. The turning point came with Marius and Sulla, whose rivalry erupted into Rome's first civil war. Sulla marched his army into Rome, something no one had ever dared to do, and seized control. With this single act, the republic's rules were shattered. Once one general used force to take power, others would follow. Then came Julius Caesar, brilliant, ambitious, and beloved by his soldiers. He conquered Gaul and became the most powerful man in Rome. The Senate, fearing he would become a dictator, ordered him to stand down. Instead, Caesar marched his army across the Rubicon River, igniting another civil war. After defeating his enemies, he became dictator for life. Many Romans loved him for his reforms, but others believed he had destroyed the republic. In 44 BCE, Caesar was assassinated by senators claiming to save democracy. Instead, they plunged Rome into chaos. More civil wars followed, Caesar's supporters against his killers. Then alliances breaking apart, and finally the rise of Caesar's adopted son, Octavian. After defeating Mark Antony and Cleopatra, Octavian became Augustus, Rome's first emperor. With him, the republic was finished. The Senate still met, elections still happened, but real power belonged to one man. Rome had traded democracy for stability, freedom for order. The republic died not in a single moment, but through decades of corruption, inequality, political violence, and leaders who placed personal ambition above the common good. Rome's fall is a warning that democracies rarely collapse overnight. They erode slowly when laws are ignored, when institutions are weakened, when citizens lose trust, and when leaders put themselves above the system. The Roman Republic didn't fall because of a foreign enemy. It fell because it could no longer control its own ambitions. In the end, Rome's story shows that democracy is fragile, and once lost, it rarely returns. The death of the Roman Republic still echoes today, reminding the world how easily a powerful democracy can become a dictatorship when its foundations are neglected.